Well, first of all, the thing about this team is that they got someplace the team hasn't got to in the last 27 years. 27 years is a long time. 27 years is a long damn time, okay? It's been long, and it's been a lot of suffering in the process, but it all ended tonight, baby.
The New York Knicks are going to the NBA Finals for the first time since 1999. Win or lose, New York will tear down. I guarantee you that. What the New York Knicks are doing right now feels different. It feels like the league is bending in real time. Like everything people thought they knew about playoff basketball is getting rewritten, possession by possession. 11 straight playoff wins. No losses in the stretch. No collapsed games. No games where you say they should have had that one. Just pure dominance from the start to where they are now sitting in the NBA Finals after steamrolling the Eastern Conference like it was a warm-up. And the crazy part, it didn't look like luck. It didn't look like a fluke run where everything just bounced their way. It looked like intentional. Like every possession was part of something bigger that the rest of the league didn't fully understand yet. People are calling it a run, but inside league circles, coaches and analysts aren't even calling it that anymore. They're calling it a disruption, because when a team wins 11 straight playoff games, especially in today's NBA, where parity is supposed to rule everything, that doesn't just mean they're hot. It means something is broken, and right now, the Knicks are the ones exposing it. It started in the first round. Nobody really took it seriously at first. The Knicks look solid, sure, but not unbeatable. Just tough, disciplined, physical classic Knicks basketball. Grind you down, slow you out, win ugly if they have to. But then the margins started to change. Games that should have been close weren't close. Fourth quarters that used to be stressful turned into blowouts. And suddenly, teams weren't just losing to New York. They were reacting to them. Because the Knicks weren't just playing basketball anymore. They were controlling rhythm. Every possession felt like it had weight to it. Every defensive rotation was sharper than the last. Every fast break looked like it had been rehearsed 100 times before it ever shown up on the floor. By the time they hit the second round, the league started to pay attention. Not just fans, not just media, opposing coaching staffs. Film rooms started to run overtime. Analysts started rewinding possessions not to admire the Knicks, but to figure out what they were missing. And still, nothing changed. The wins kept stacking, the sweeps kept happening, the pressure kept rising, and the Knicks kept walking through it like it was normal. By the time they reached the Eastern Conference Finals, something weird happened. Teams stopped trying to beat them in a traditional sense. They started trying to survive them. That's how you know a playoff run has shifted into something bigger. When opponents aren't thinking about strategy anymore, they're thinking about damage control. That's exactly what happened to the Cleveland Cavaliers. Game 1 was competitive, a statement attempt. Cleveland came in prepared, aggressive, trying to set the tone. It did not matter. The Knicks adjusted mid-game like they already knew every counterpunch that was coming. They weren't reacting, they were anticipating. They came back down 23 points with like 7 minutes left in the fourth quarter and won the game in overtime. Game 2 turned into the first real shockwave of the playoffs. The Knicks didn't just win, they controlled every layer of that game. Pace, shot selection, defensive spacing, rebounding angles. Even the emotional tempo of the arena felt like it shifted toward them. And that's when people started saying it out loud. This doesn't feel normal. Game 3 made it worse. The Knicks went into Cleveland's building and didn't just win, they broke the rhythm completely. Every run the Cavaliers tried to build was answered immediately. No momentum lasted more than a minute or two. It felt like playing a team that already knew the script. By game 4, it wasn't a series anymore. It was a sweep waiting to happen. And when the final buzzer hit, it didn't feel like an upset or a surprise. It felt like confirmation. The Knicks were going to the finals for the first time since 1999. But more importantly, they were doing it without dropping a single game in the Eastern Conference Finals. That alone is where the NBA is breaking conversation started, because the modern league is built on balance, built on adjustments, built on parity, where even the best games, the best teams could drop games. But the Knicks weren't participating in that idea anymore. They were removing it. 11 straight playoff wins doesn't just mean dominance. It means consistency under pressure that should mathematically break down at some points. Fatigue should hit. Scouting should catch up. Shots should stop falling, but none of it did. And that's what made it feel unreal. Because every time someone thought, okay, this is where they should slow down, right? The Knicks would respond by getting even sharper. It wasn't just that they were winning. It was how predictable their winning pattern became without being stoppable. That's a dangerous combination for the rest of the league, because it means you can see it coming, but you still can't stop it. Now the conversation has shifted to the finals, and the entire league is watching. One question: is this sustainable? Or is this the point where reality finally catches up? Because standing in their way now is the Western Conference champion battle-tested team coming out of a brutal playoff run, featuring the Oklahoma City Thunder and the San Antonio Spurs pushing each other to the edge. Those teams have gone through war just to reach this stage. Meanwhile, the Knicks have been cruising through elimination rounds like they were playing a different version of basketball entirely. That contrast is exactly why people are calling this breaking the NBA. Because if the finals end the same way the East did, New York just keeps rolling. It forces a bigger conversation, not just about the Knicks, about the league itself, about whether parity is real or just a myth we tell ourselves until a team proves otherwise. But even inside the Knicks locker room, the energy isn't loud, it's focused. There's no celebration of the streak, no obsession with the 11 straight wins, no talk about dominance, just the next game. That's what makes this run even more dangerous, because historically, teams on runs like this start to feel it. The attention gets heavy, the expectations get louder, the pressure creeps in. But this group doesn't look distracted by it. They look insulted from it. Like everything outside the next possession doesn't matter. And that mindset is what's carrying the team through moments where other teams would tighten up. You can see it in how they close games. No panic, no rushed possessions, no emotional swings, just execution. Simple, repeatable, almost mechanical execution. And that's what breaks teams in the playoffs. Not highlights, not superstar moments, but the feeling that you're doing everything right and still losing. That's what the Knicks are creating right now. And the most uncomfortable part for the rest of the league is this. There isn't a clear answer yet. Because when you look at the Knicks statistically, they're not doing one magical thing that you can just copy. They're not relying on insane shooting. They're not living at the free throw line. They're not winning purely off superstar scoring explosion every night. They're winning because every part of their game is functioning at the same time. Defense is consistent. Rebounding is disciplined. Half-court offense is controlled. Transition defense is locked. And most importantly, they don't give away possessions. That last part is what separates them from every other contender. Because in the playoffs, possessions are everything. Now, the New York Knicks are not underdogs going into the finals. They're contenders. Everyone already knows they are. The question is, what they're doing is repeatable at the highest possible level. Because if it is, then this isn't just a finals run. This is the beginning of something the league hasn't seen in a long time. A team that doesn't just win games, but removes the usual ways teams are supposed to win against them. And if they finish this run with a championship on top of 11 straight playoff wins, then the conversation changes forever. Because it won't be just about a title anymore. It'll be about how they got there. and what it means for everyone else trying to compete in a league that suddenly feels like it has a new standard. Right now, the Knicks are standing at the edge of that moment, one series away from turning a dominant playoff run into something historic. And the rest of the NBA, they're not just watching anymore. They're waiting to see if the game they've been playing all along still works the same way. In all, the New York Knicks are back in the NBA Finals. Can they continue their dominance and continue it in the NBA Finals? We'll just have to see from June 3rd and on. Let me know what other NBA players or NBA teams you guys want to see me talk about next, and I'll see you guys in the next video.